Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today we have Bastet here with us. It's been almost a year since the last Bastet build video, so it's about time we get around to it. So I do want to go over something before we get into the actual build. I want to go over her abilities to help just kind of demonstrate why would you build a certain way for Bastet. Now looking at her, both her pounce and her declaw, you notice the little orange number right next to the flat damage, which is the yellow number. That is 100% of our current physical power. We have 80 physical power, and that 80 goes straight into both our pounce and declaw, and that is huge. Having 100% of your physical power go into additional damage for your abilities, that is absolutely huge. So that is leading into definitely want to build as much physical power as you can. On top of that, she does do a decent amount of damage from damage over time effects on her, some of her abilities. You can just call it dots for short if you don't know that already. So to enhance the dot damage and her just ability to damage, you definitely want to build as much physical power and penetration as you can. So let's get into the actual build for Bastet. Now, if you're going to be playing Bastet in Conquest, more than likely you're going to be playing her as a jungler. And if that case, you definitely want to pick up bonus mass starter items are definitely key for Conquest. For each role you play, you definitely want to have a starter item. And of course, you want to have Hand of Gods right out the gate too, because you're be jungling. Now, you can maybe take her into the solo lane, sorry. And if that case, you could probably go into the Bluestone Pendant. So how about with your mana? Bastet does do, she takes up quite a bit of mana, so you could probably go into that if you're going to be playing the solo lane. Now go into the boots right after your start item, or just in a different game mode, you probably want to start boots as your very first item. Warrior Tabby all the way, and then next you definitely want to go into Yoendrath. Yoendrath is a core item for any physical god that deals damage off of their abilities, rather if it's a warrior or if it's an assassin. You can never go wrong with this. And if you are going to be picking up this item or just cooldown reduction items in general, you definitely want to pick it up in the earlier stages of the game so you can get the max use out of cooldown reduction items. Now, the item slot right after Yoendrath, you have a lot of possibilities here. Now, in Conquest, you'll be killing lots of minions, buff camps, things like that. So you can probably go to a stack item right after Yoendrath. And the two options would be Transcendence, which is probably more picked up than the Heartseeker, which again, get into that later. The Transcendence will help out your mana issues that Bastet may or may not have, depending on your style of play, and also it gives a tremendous amount of physical power. The 3% mana into converted physical power is a lot. I mean, especially when you're level 20, you have more mana, and it just means more damage overall. And then the Heartseeker, you can go into this, but it's a little bit more riskier. If you die, your stacks get cut in half. So, the safer route would be going Transcendence if you are going to be picking up a stacking item. Now, if you're not going to be picking up a stacking item, you can go into a couple other items. You can go into Titan's Bane right after Yoendrath. Nothing wrong with that. More penetration. Or you can go into the Shifter's Shield. Shifter's Shield, it is a little costly of an item, but it grants you up to 60 physical power if you are above the 50% health threshold, which that is a lot, especially not being a stacking item. It's just a huge amount of physical power, so you can really maximize your damage on your abilities. Also, the protections, you can never go wrong with that. As soon as you use your pounce to get into team fights, you're probably going to be taking hits right away. So having that protections will not go to waste. So let's just stick with that, just so we can continue to build. Now, after depending on what item you pick up, your next item slot after this, if it's not the stacking item, it'd be a little too late. Maybe a little bit too late to be picking up a stacking item at this point. So Titan's Bane may be the better pickup at this point. And then going into a defensive item, if you feel like you need it, you can go into Magic's Blessing. Magic's Blessing works fantastic on Bastet if you're having any issues trying to do damage as soon as you pounce in. Since it's been many months since Bastet was CC immune while she pounced in. So when you pounce in, the first instinct that people have is just stun her, just beat her up, and just get her out of here. So this will help absorb one hard CC, so you can get more damage off, get your full rotation off when you go to pounce in. Or you could pick up the Spirit Robe. You can have this with the Magic's Blessing, like you can sell your start item or whatever the case is. You can pick up Spirit Robe, right, instead of Titan's Bane or something like that. If you want to go a little bit more of a frontline assassin, you can go that route. That'd be the other optional defensive item you can go into. Now, like I said, you can sell your start item any point in the game, mid to late game, whatever. It doesn't really matter, and you can replace that with another defensive item, like I mentioned before, or you can go into another power item, which it can be Runeforge Hammer, it can be Hydra's Laminate, it can be really anything that has a lot of physical power. You can maybe even go to Malice or Deathbringer as your last item. You can do something like that. Now, actives is always situational. The one you can never go wrong with it. I always say this. It's just greater purification beads. You can never go wrong with this item. Almost many gods in Smite have CCs, and you're going to get hit with them. So you can never go wrong with that. If you're going to be playing, if you do get Bastet and Assault, definitely go into Salvation or Greater Meditation, whichever one. You can never go wrong with that. You have to have that Sustain and Assault. And also in Assault, your first item should be Yone's Wrath. You should not really be starting with Boots right off the gate. You should start with Yone's Wrath. Just because you get the mana and the cooldown, you get everything with this item if you pick it up as your first item in Assault. So that pretty much wraps up for the build video. I hope this was helpful. Sorry, I can't speak. Hope this was helpful for any new players to Smite or Bastet. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.